Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitcoin Tips. So today we're going to talk about one of the best and highest paying Bitcoin cloud mining sites out there here in October of 2024. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, I do want to make sure to ask you to hit the like button and stick around through the entire video so that you don't miss out on any of the great tips and tricks that I have to get you up and running mining Bitcoin in the cloud today. So, before we dive into the video, I always like to start off here on CoinMarketCap, just taking a look at what's going on in the market as a point of reference if you happen to be watching this video in the future. So if you aren't interested in this portion of the video, please feel free to skip ahead 1 to 2 minutes and we'll be getting into the site then. But as you can see, there is a lot of red today. Overall, crypto is down almost 4% to a total market cap of $2.14 trillion. As you can see, a lot of cryptos this week have been coming down. Now, unfortunately, we had a really good week last week, so this is pretty much just pulling back all of those gains that we had. Now, with that being said, I don't think this is anything to be too concerned about because historically, October, November, after a Bitcoin halving is when the bull run starts. So I think we are still just getting ramped up for a bull run. But as you can see here, coins like Bitcoin still over $61,000, Ethereum still over $2,400. Scrolling down, Solana over $144, Binance over $500. So definitely looks a little scary at the beginning, but when you start to look at some of these coins, you can see that a lot of them do still have decent prices, even though there's been a steep drop today. Now, like I mentioned, October, November, December, that time frame after a Bitcoin halving, which happened earlier this year in April and May time frame, is traditionally when a bull run starts. So the more cryptocurrency you can start collecting, earning, holding in your wallet right now, the better. So what is Bitcoin cloud mining? Well, if you're familiar with Bitcoin mining, you're basically using expensive computers to earn cryptocurrency by solving the Bitcoin algorithm, or SHA-256, and you get paid out in Bitcoin. Now, running those computers, that hardware at your house, is expensive, it's loud, uses a ton of power. Most miners these days have to have special power run for them specifically, so it becomes really expensive. So people have started cloud mining sites. Now basically what this is you're renting those hardware ASIC miners from someone else, and you're paying a fee and getting to mine Bitcoin. So your earnings will never be as high as if you were to just go out and purchase this for yourself. And the reason for that is you're offloading all of the maintenance and everything like that to the company renting the miner. So I always like to start off by saying that because, I think people go into cloud mining thinking it's going to be exactly the same without all the hassle. And there are some slight differences, but of course the big pro being you don't have to have them at home. You don't have to worry about maintaining them. So today we're talking about ECOS. Now, I have personally been using this site for probably 4 or 5 years now. I don't remember exactly when I signed up. I personally have gotten paid from this site many times. A lot of cloud mining sites can, kind of pop up and go away. They are one of the more risky investments in crypto because you're basically relying on the company here being 100% on top of everything, understanding where their money's going and all of that. And of course there are some scams out there. So making this video on ECOS today on October 1st 2024, the site is functional, it's paying. I personally have gotten a lot of payments from it over the years and I have no complaints. That does not mean the site will be around forever. So please always do your own research beyond just this video, and if you do invest, make sure it's something that you are willing to lose in a worst case scenario. But overall, ECOS has a lot of different options for you to get into cloud mining. Of course, the first one just being Bitcoin mining products. buying your contract. So as you can see here, I have 84.9 terahashes running with a total mined of 0.12 BTC. Now this is over many years, so you know that number's kind of, I don't like that they show that right up front because it's not very realistic to this 84 terahashes, because I have some contracts that have expired a long time ago. But basically what you would do is go ahead and select buy contract. Now of course this is after signing up. The link is in the description below, but this will bring you to the page here. Now it's super easy to kind of adjust how much you want to spend. You'll see how much mining power you get, and they do have a calculator that kind of tells you how much you're going to get paid. So the one thing that I think is a box on the kind of negative side here for ECOS is the minimum investment. As you can see, it is a $150 minimum investment. In my opinion, that is a little bit on the high side, but again, this site has been paying for many years, so I think it's better to see a site that has a little bit of a higher threshold, because that means they're not just trying to get anybody and everybody. They're actually looking for people who are serious about crypto mining and really understand what they're getting into. But as you can see here, if we go ahead and hit calculate, you can see that this 150 over the life of the contract will be earning about 28.5 cents a day, or 5 zeros and 2.8 of Bitcoin. Personally, for me, I like to look at the Bitcoin number versus the dollar number, which I'll talk about in just a second. But overall, your per contract duration, you're going to get $201. So you're basically coming out $61 ahead. Now, the reason I say I don't necessarily like to look at the dollars is because we here at Bitcoin Tips, we're about getting that cryptocurrency. You want to hold Bitcoin. Yeah, today Bitcoin is $61,000, but everyone here is hoping that Bitcoin's going to be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 here in just a few months. Will that happen? Who knows? But if you are sitting here and you truly believe that Bitcoin and other cryptos are going to go up in value sometime in the future, like I do, you're going to want to collect the Bitcoin versus the dollars, because $201 today at 61,000 could be, double that, $402 if it just doubled and got up, in the mid to high 100,000s per Bitcoin. So very, very cool. There is an advanced calculator here. One thing I do like to call out if you are going to use this, they use this BTC forecast option. I would not recommend using the advanced calculator because this is just taking a complete guess. If you are going to look at the dollar value, I always recommend using just the regular one. Look at it at today's Bitcoin value. That way it at least gives you an idea of what today your earnings will look like. Not necessarily in the future if it goes up or down, but today. So that's my personal opinion, and I just like to call that out if you do happen to use that. But at this point, you can see I'd be getting 4.1 terahashes, $150 for a total per day earning of 28.5 cents. At this point, you just say mine BTC. As you can see, the duration is 60 days, so in about 2 to 3 months, just depending on your duration. If you get one that's a little bit longer, this one's right around that 2-month mark, you'll be getting that additional $61 in Bitcoin. So at this point, you can pay Visa, MasterCard, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, a number of popular cryptocurrencies. I would always recommend looking at their terms of use, privacy, and then, of course, you have to accept that they will not offer a refund. So, very cool to get started. It's pretty easy. Like I said, that 150, it is a little bit of a higher threshold to get started, but I think that's a good thing because, like I said, I have no complaints about this site, and in my personal experience, coming across hundreds of cloud mining sites at this point after almost 10 years in crypto, the ones that, say, hey, invest $1, invest $2, those are probably not the ones you want to be involved with. So, in addition to that, there are also a few other things that I'd like to mention. Now, these are pretty specific to individuals, so if you fit into this category, great, but 99% of people will stick to just the cloud mining contracts. They do have rented ASICs where you can rent people's specific ASICs out. Basically going here, they have, different rental periods. You can choose from, different outputs and all of that. And of course, by miner as well. So there's different fees associated with that. And when I say fees, you do pay the one price, but it's taken out of your daily income for things like power, maintenance, and stuff like that. So, of course, as you can see, these are much higher entry levels, which is why I said, this is definitely, for specific people. If you are one of those people, great, go for it. Absolutely, definitely, choose the one that fits your needs best. But I do like to mention those here. And then there's also, the purchased ASICs where once you've got some, you can see here, how much you're earning separate from Bitcoin cloud mining. Now, if you come over to the BTC mining store, you can see they've got some short-term contracts, which are kind of quick, easy access. You get that 110% calculation here. Again, always look into the calculation there and see, at the specific Bitcoin rate of 80,000. So, keep that in mind when looking at these. But they've got a ton of different pre-packaged items if you don't really want to mess around with the slider bar and calculator. And then, of course, I do like to mention this as well. They do give you the opportunity to go out and purchase an ASIC where they will host it for you. So you're actually the one owning it, and they're just hosting it and running it for you. So they've got a few different options here. Again, I think this is for a very specific type of person. Not everybody watching this video is going to go out and spend almost $2,000 getting a ASIC and then hosting it here at ECOS. I personally have never done this, but given my experience with the cloud mining side of things, I think this would be a very trustworthy company. But again, that can change very, very quick. So that is pretty much it for ECOS. Now, another thing that I like to mention here when it comes to cloud mining sites, you might be thinking, well, that was a pretty short video, not much to talk about. I think that's a good thing because a lot of times, again, in my experience with cloud mining sites, you see these sites with tons of flashy features, animations, a really fancy website, all these different things to help you earn crypto. Well, a lot of times those are the ones that are only around for 1 to 3 months, maybe 6 months max. This one here, it's pretty basic. It's white, no fancy colors. You got a few colors here in the, different buttons and backgrounds, but it's really no fancy animations, no fancy colors. It's just, it gets the job done. They didn't spend a ton of money on a web design because they needed a website that worked, and this got the job done. So that to me stands out as a real company trying to mine, crypto and earn and make a profit while also helping you out from a cloud mining perspective. Again, that's just a theory, but it has worked out more often than not when I've looked at many cloud mining sites around. So again, I always recommend that you do your own research beyond this video on sites like ECOS and other cloud mining sites. If you are interested in signing up, I do recommend this site as it's been a great site for me. The link is in the description below. I would really appreciate it if you do use that link. It helps out the channel, but if not, the website is just ECOS. And again, if you do have any cloud mining sites that you've had a lot of luck with that maybe I haven't talked about here on the channel, feel free to drop your referral link down in the description below. In the comments below. I'd be more than happy to take a look and possibly do videos on new cloud mining sites. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.